Welcome back, tribe, to another Galaxy of Heroes video with me, your bald boy Scribe. How the devil are we all doing? I hope we're doing groovy. Today we are looking at Sector 2 of Conquest, and we've got all the cheeses to make a full-blown cake. Cheesecake is my favorite. Let's break it down. Welcome, lady beans of all sizes and ages. Here we are in Sector 2 of Conquest, the wonderful Conquest. Quick high-level overview, ladies and gentlemen. In each sector, there are 22 battles, 20 of which are these normal nodes that you see along here, or the challenge path that you see here in gold. 2 of these nodes are a mid-sector boss and an end-sector boss. Throughout each sector, you need to do 4 different types of feats, and then the mid-boss sector and the end-boss sector have both got 2 feats apiece. Most times you cannot double dip, you'll have to do these battles twice, but where you can do them in one battle, I will endeavor to show you the secrets of the sauce. Looking at Sector 2 then, ladies and gentlemen, we have got the following 4 feats. Flawless victory, win 20 battles without losing any units. You see I've done a terrible job of that so far. We need to gain stealth 60 times across the entire sector. You can do this in one battle very easily, and you do not necessarily need to win the battle. Just don't back out and all the stealths will be great. Health steal up 60 times. We can also do this in one battle, combining it with the stealth feat. Double cheese, double du fromage, or something to that effect. And finally, we need to win 10 battles with at least 3 dark side clone troopers in your squad. At time of writing, there are in fact a total of 3 dark side clone troopers until we get Scorch on Tuesday. Make sure you do tune into my giveaway on Tuesday. We'll be giving out some additional shards. Absolutely free! Winner, chicken dinner. Alright, let's start off what you came for, the great cheese of 2025. In order to get this done in one battle, if you want to save yourself a little bit of time, you have to make sure you don't have anything like Ruthless Offense, anything that's going to be ramping up the damage that you deal. We don't want none of that, hun, unless you've got buns, son, something like that. Anyway, so I'm going to make sure I don't have anything like Ruthless Debilitation over here. We do not want to be giving locked heal immunity to the enemy team. We just want to defeat the enemy team relatively quickly without ramping our offense and then just lock down that crew, baby. That's what we're looking to do. So here is the node that I'm going to be using. We've got a standard crew node. We just need to make sure we don't deal too much damage, and the team that we will be rolling with is going to be a relatively standard CLS team, but for a few differences, a few key differences over here. All we're going to do is throw in Visas Ma. Okay, that's literally it. Throw in Visas Ma, you'll have a jolly good time. She's got a special over here. Her first special, Dark Healing. Deal physical damage to all enemies and all allies. Gain health steal up for 1 turn. Alright, that's the secret. C-3PO over here will start stealth, and he will also go into stealth when he uses Oh My Goodness, which is what happens when Mr. Scribble sees me in the morning. Honestly, to make this work a little bit easier, you can even go into characters like Han Solo, remove some of their mods so that they don't do as much damage, like CLS over here. I'm just going to get rid of this and just lock that in, no problem. This way we're going to do a little bit less damage. We want to keep that crew alive. Alright, your primary target is going to be Hux, so let's go all in on Mr. Hux, and he is gone. Next up, we want to get rid of that Sith Trooper over there before he causes us any issues. Let's go ahead and actually, you know what, let's just strip away and get rid of all of that good business. Go after that Sith Trooper if we can. Let's go ahead and use C-3PO's first special on Visas Ma. Try to get just a little bit of that translation on her. That would be wonderful. We want to get rid of everybody. That special from Visas Ma is our health steal up. Ladies and gentlemen, health steal up from there, and Stormtrooper over here is going to be the next person to fall, and after which we should be able to just go full auto. And at this point, you shouldn't be able to defeat crew, alright? Eventually, we will just stun lock him, make sure he never takes a turn again, and all the damage that we're dealing is just going to help him heal all the time. When C-3PO uses his first special, he will stealth. He has currently got Voluntary Vanguard on him. Personally, I would try it without that Voluntary Vanguard. It shouldn't stop you from being able to stealth. What should happen is you will stealth and then you will immediately come out of stealth straight away. Now, this should get you everything that you need across the 5 minutes. Just let it play. You should never defeat the enemy if you've removed those mods or if you've got lower relics on your characters and you do not have any data discs on your team that is going to be ramping your damage output or putting in locked heal immunity on the enemy or any sort of that silly nonsense, okay? This is a decent way of just getting it done. No problems asked. You can just leave it on full auto. Go make yourself a cup of tea. On my case, on this hot and warm day, we're having some Pepsi Max Cherry, which are the sponsors. They're not sponsoring me, but maybe, ladies and gentlemen at home, you could put me in touch with someone from Pepsi, and they might want to sponsor the channel. We'll find out, I guess, won't we? Anyway, I'm not going to leave this play. As you can see, it does go on a continual loop if you just make your units a little bit weaker, which I don't have any problem with personally, and yeah, that should get you all the stealths and all of that health steal up. At the very least, it will definitely get you all of the health steal up. If you want to be a little bit blasé about it, maybe take out C-3PO and put R2-D2 in instead. There will be less translation, of course, but more stealths, so that should help get the stealth a little bit quicker. Wunderbar! Alright, next! So, heading back over to Flawless Victory. Now, I'm not going to show you teams for Flawless Victory. Guys, if you cannot win a battle without losing units, you've got problems, guys, alright? You've got problems. If anything, just take it on at the end, go against Mon Mothma or something like that with Sith Empire or any of your Galactic Legends, anything with a big amount of damage output, just farm it there at the end. There's no reason to overstretch yourselves like I was doing, trying to get all these feats as I was going. Now, the 3 Darkside Clone Troopers, that one can be a little bit tricky. So obviously, if you've got relic levels invested, you can just go in with Lord Vader and just kind of win, and you don't have to worry about it, you know, but not everybody in the world is going to have R9 Darkside Clone Troopers. So you're going to have to look through your roster to find out ways to make this work. Now, the benefit of this is they do not need to survive. So if you've got characters like JMK, just take in JMK and Cat. You'll win the battle. 3 Darkside Clone Troopers, you could burn that all the way down. If you've got Reva, you can go Reva GI, you know, and if you've got Amplify Agony data disk setups, that sort of thing, you should be absolutely fine there. Oops, let's go back a second, just so that we can demonstrate this sort of thing. Those of you that don't know, Inquisitors are always fabulous in Conquest, especially when you've got Amplify Agony or that sort of thing, because it's going to do real good damage. It's absurd how fast Ewoks are, I will be honest. Absolutely absurd how quick these little murder bears are. They take so many turns, but they are going to perish, all of them. Oh, apart from Paplu, he's going to stay alive, because he's a boss. I wish my Paplu was higher relics. Anyway, you'll have to take in teams like this. Again, they don't have to survive, just make it a duo that can sort of hold on in the long term. JMK Cat is a very good example. All right, we're going to skip over now to the boss feats, the mid-sector boss and the end-sector boss. So let's have a look at the mid-sector. It's against Django. It is a bounty hunter team. We need to win with a full squad of clone troopers, and we need to win with a full squad of Empire units. Now, I do advise, if you're doing the Darkside Clone Troopers, if you've got them at relics, throw in with Lord Vader. Use them here, because that's double dipping on feats. Clone Trooper units, I advise, if you can, try to take in baddest of the batches, ladies and gentlemen. The Bad Batch are pretty good overall. And there is a global feat to win battles with a full squad of Bad Batch. So I'm just taking them here for an example. Amplify Agony with Bad Batch is a great combo. Let's go ahead and start off with all the Daze stuff from our good boy Echo, and then Tech can roll out his little thermal detonator and not stun anybody important, because that's how we roll. I really should have used these locked in there, but never mind. Let's just go ahead and start hitting people. Well, at least somebody gets some stuns. Wrecker over here really putting Tech to shame. Poor Tech. I do feel sorry for him. But there we go. Like, you should, to be honest, I don't know why I'm pretending like what I do has any input on this. It's an easy battle when you've got high relic, Bad Batch, and a decent stock of data disks. Okay, so Amplify Agony is really useful. Okay, especially with debuff heavy teams. If you happen to get Amplify Agony and Volatile Accelerator, all the better. Now, full squad of Empire units. If you're going to go Empire, like I said, and you don't have Darkside clones, then I do highly advise using something like an EP Mara Jade team. So EP, Mara Jade, Thrawn is great. Any sort of pre-taunting tank, let's think Shore Trooper would be a pretty good one. Where are you, Shore? Surely not. Surely not. There you are, Shore. Fantastic. And we'll throw in Gideon, just for funsies. I can't imagine this is going to be a particularly difficult battle. It is only Sector 2. Sector 2 is very easy to get through. So let's go ahead and just start off with the stuns and the TM trains. Here we go. The good thing about taking in Palpatine here is his second special is also an AoE health steal up. Okay, Mara Jade also has stealths, so that's going to work for the long term in terms of sector feats. If you do not want to try and cheese those feats in one battle, you can gradually get them by using a team like this anyway. All right, fantastic. Double bubble or triple bubble on that feat. You can get health steal up, you can get some stealths, and you can get no losing units, and you can get a win with a full team of Empire. Moving swiftly on to the end sector boss, and this is a Star Killer team. Note the Star Killer team does have its GAC Omicrons because CG likes to cheat. What do we need to do? Defeat an enemy with a Spectre Attacker. Spectre Attacker, the most accessible Spectre Attacker that most people are going to have is probably going to be Ahsoka Tano Fulcrum, and fortunately, she hits like an absolute train. Alright, so use her. Okay? Dark Reflection, we also need to defeat an enemy with Array Dark Side Vision. Now, this is one of those rare boss feats that we can actually double dip on. We can get both of these feats done in one battle, all right? So let's first and foremost check out what Spectres we have available for us to use. Note, has to be an attacker, and Glat is a tank, okay? Ezra is a support, I believe. I want to say he's a support. He is a support, all right? Then we've got Hera. I mean, she's a support. See? And then we've got Fulcrum. She is an attacker, so you can use Ahsoka Tano Fulcrum, and she's got a lot of damage. Hu Yang is an attacker, I believe. Yep, so you could use Hu Yang if you've got him. Then Chopper is a support. He's a support that can taunt, so he's a support tank. And then Padawan Sabine is also an attacker. So our options are thin on the ground. You've got Fulcrum, new Padawan Sabine, or new Hu Yang. So I imagine everybody is going to have at least Fulcrum because she is the older character of the batch, and she's been used historically in TW teams thanks to her Omicron, as well as in sort of Sia Malakos teams, so I'm expecting people are going to have Fulcrum. If not, and you do have Jedi Master Luke, the Galactic Legend, you can go ahead and use him with Padawan Sabine, even if she is low gear, low relics, just throw it under JML. So that's how I'm going to do this battle with you right now, right here, right now. We're going to get a bunch of Jedi. I'll use Padawan Sabine Wren as, for instance, you just want one other Jedi. I'll use someone like Grandmaster Yoda, because he can cycle through. Then we want Wat Tambor. Wat can place the tank tech. Now, you know I've got Voluntary Vanguard, but I'm just showing this for instance, and then we will show Dark Side Vision Ray, okay? Normally, this is not a team that you will see in any game mode, and that's the beauty of Conquest, okay? Now, I'm not saying you have to do it this way. I will show you about with Fulcrum afterwards, but this is an option if you want to double dip on the feats and you happen to have the roster depth for it, so you only have to do the battle once, unlike me, that has to do it about 11,500,000 times. So you'd put the tank tech on JML, even though I've got Voluntary Vanguard, and then we're just going to start off with a bit of a flukes. Alright, so all we really want to do is secure that defeat with Padawan Sabine, and typically speaking, if you can get rid of someone like Visas, let's just use Inherited Teachings over here. Pretty good damage, but not enough to actually defeat Visas. Pretty good is not good enough in my book. There's the counterattacks coming in. Let's call her in again, see what she does. Oh, nearly. And then she came in with the heal. That is so rude. So very, very rude. Okay, but we also do need to get a defeat with Dark Side Vision Ray. So I'm going to use the second special over here. She really just dodged it. They are trying to pee me off right now. They are trying to be mean to me. There we go. We got our defeat with Padawan Sabine Wren. Vader's going to do nasty things, I guess. Yeah, pretty nasty. Pretty nasty, Vader. Pretty nasty. Now, unfortunately, what we cannot do at this point is call in Dark Side Vision Ray. So you're going to have to call in someone like GMY or something like that. I just want to get rid of Star Killer. It makes our lives a bit easier. We'll go in the Efflux. All right, Barriss is about dead. Okay, so normally I would try and get a kill with Dark Side Vision Ray. You can sort it out. All right, you can sort it out that way. I didn't manage to get it to work because I was too busy rambling, but you can get it done. You just need to land that defeat with Dark Side Ray. So if you want to go ahead and do a Fulcrum victory, that's relatively easy, truth be told. Usually you'd go in with some sort of unaligned Force user, but she is also a rebel. So if you've got a Seer team, for example, you can go in with the Seer Malakos team, get a defeat with Fulcrum, but if not, she is also a rebel. And a lot of people are going to have the likes of Commander Luke Skywalker, because, you know, he's just that good. So we're going with Commander Luke Skywalker. We will get some compatriots. We'll drop out Dark Side Vision Ray now, and we'll get Fulcrum. So over here, lots and lots of damage output. You do have to be a little bit concerned about characters like Barriss healing up, but if you've got that data disk that I have that allows you to place heal immunity on characters when they drop below 100% health, that really does help, I find. Alrighty, so let's have a look. We'll just flip this on back and reverse it. Get rid of Visas so they can't revive, and what I'm hoping to do is get an attack in from Fulcrum that's going to deal with that wonderful Mara Jade. God, it took me some time there, didn't it? It took me some time. All right, cool. We're looking pretty good. We're looking pretty good. There's the heal, but we're going to gain all of these buffs from Fulcrum, and Fulcrum can go rap. Nailed it. Absolutely nailed it. First time, no whammies. All right, so Fulcrum, relatively decent in a full CLS squad. If you want to try and double dip, going with JML or something like that. I imagine if you've got Darkside Vision Ray, you've probably got a pretty well-developed roster, so you don't need my guidance, but I'm here to help regardless because, let's face it, guys, I'm a bit of a masochist. Good. Fantastic. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that's going to about do it for today's episode. I hope it was useful to you. If it was, do hit that like button. Leave me a comment down below with the cheeses that you've got, the fromage du fromage. And I'll see you all in the very next video. Peace out, and may the force be with you.